Hi, fourth grade friends. So, we're not going to be able to correct our homework from today, so I will look over your homework from yesterday for you, okay? And let you know if I find anything really concerning. My online book, for some reason, I have literally been trying for the last 20 minutes, will not let me open any of the math books. I can go into the website, but it won't let me open anything to actually be helpful. So, working through that frustration a little bit, and we're going to jump in. Luckily, I saved a PDF of the pages that we were going to do, so we can use that. Thank goodness for that. So, let's look at page 741 in our book. I know it says 740 on Google Classroom. I just realized we're going to do page 741 together, okay? All right, so when we are using rules, like yesterday we talked about patterns, right? We had to do those certain things, those rules. Yesterday we did with addition and subtraction, right? Well, today we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing and start to look for things that kind of make sense in our tables. How can we almost infer what those numbers might be? So here we go. We're going to get started with this first problem here. The rule for the table is multiply by 4. What number does not belong? So in my head, I know I have my marbles, and to figure out how many John has, I have to multiply by 4. So in my head, I'm thinking 1 times 4 should be 4. Yep, all right, that one is good. Then 2 times 4 in my head is 8. Yep, 8 belongs. 3 times 4 would be 12, okay. And 4 times 4, oh, that one doesn't belong. What should it be? It should be 16. Now let's take a moment and looking through these numbers, these three up here, how could we have known that 15 was probably our odd one out? Did you catch my kind of jab there? It was odd, right? It was literally an odd number. It was 15, whereas 4, 8, and 12 were even. So based off of those, we can kind of infer that this one should have been even. And we know that 16 is even, so 16 makes more sense there. All right, so we're going to do one practice one again together. We always got to follow the directions in our box up above, because sometimes it tells us 2 different things we need to do for each step. So we need to complete the table, and we need to describe a feature of the pattern. So what I'm doing is I'm looking through, and oh yeah, there's my rule. So I might want to circle to remind me what my rule is, what I need to do to finish out my pattern. Okay? Then I go, I'm starting total number of wheels. If it has 8, well, I know that there would be 2 cars. That makes sense, because if I had 4 wheels, I would have 1 car. So if I have 12 divided by 4, yep, I get 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. What would 20 divided by 4 be? That would be 5, because 5 times 4 is 20. So now, looking through here, I want to be as specific as I can without writing like a whole novel, right? I don't want to write a book. I just want to give enough detail to describe my feature. So I'm looking through, and I notice something about the number of cars. The number of cars is increasing by 1, right? As we add 4 more wheels, we add 1 car. So the number of cars increases by 1. As we add more, the cars increase by 1. All right, so what I want you to do is do that same kind of thing we just did up here. For 3, 4, 5, and 6, use the rule to finish up the pattern in the table, okay? And then describe a feature to tell me about your table. What did you find going on with them? Okay. All right, so go ahead and pause the video while you work on those 4. Okay, so filling in our table, we know we need to multiply by 8. 2 times 8 is 16. And we know that 5 times 8 is 40. So those were our two missing numbers. A feature, you might have said, is the number of spiders increases by 1. You might have also said the number of legs are all even. Did you catch that? It's always going to have an even number of legs. All right, over on number 4. This time we had to divide by 5. So 5, we can figure out 5 divided by 5 is 1. Yep, so we know we're going from the left side to the right side. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. Looking at our chart, I probably could have inferred that these would have been 3 and 4, but it's always great to make sure you finish out that rule, just to make sure. Then, a pattern, a feature of it, is the number of fingers are all multiples of 5. Something I noticed. You had to notice something else too. Great. All right, rule, multiply by 16. So we have 1 times 16, 16. 16 times 2 is 32. So I might need to sketch this out and do 16 times 3. Well, 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 1, plus 1 more is 48. And then the last one I might have done 16 times 4. Even adults still sketch out math or count it through because we make mistakes in our head. So 6 times 4 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So we know that this is 64. What feature do you notice? Yeah, I notice that as we go through, the ounces are all even. They're all even numbers and even weights. All right, over here, divide by 2. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 16 divided by 2 is 8. And 18 divided by 2 is 9. Now think through, what do you notice about these tables? We could say the number of shoes increases by 2. We also might say the number of pairs increases by 1. Right? Because we usually don't just have one shoe. Last I checked, we got 2 shoes in a pair. So it makes sense that we're adding 2 shoes and we get 1 more pair each time whenever we add 2 more shoes. Now, if you want to, I'm not going to go through and correct these for you, but we had some extra time in class and we did some practice on the back. And we kind of talked through it with somebody by us and tried to figure out our answers and if we agreed or disagreed with them. If you want, you can upload a photo and I will look through this page, but you do not have to do that, okay? But there was a cool pattern down here that we realized we could even figure out without solving through the big division by the rule of divide by 6, because those were some big numbers. We realized something cool that we could do there. All right, so then what you have to do, I wish I could show you the class book page, but I don't know what's going on with the website. Deep breaths, Mrs. Walls. All right. So homework is page 743 and 748, 1 through 8. If I remember right, 1 through 4, you have to do what we just did on the other page where you finish the chart and describe a feature. And then 5, 6, 7, 8 were on the back. And they were word problems / review problems. Let me know if you have any questions for today.